introduction by Mr. Justin Robinson of the London Mint Office to the Mayor of Bridgend.
Good morning. Thank you very much, and thank you, Mr. Mayor, for having us today. It's a real honour to be standing here with yourselves in Bridgend to remember and honour the members of our armed forces. You know, there are two things that you can do with history. You can either forget them, or you can choose to remember them. And a wise man once said that those who do not learn the lessons of the past are condemned to repeat them. And some lessons are just too important to forget. And D-Day, that we celebrated commemorated last week, is one of them. And I'm very proud to work for a company that puts history in the hands of our customers. And what we do helps to make sure that events like these are commemorated and remembered by the generations to come. And events like D-Day, like the Normandy landings, like the liberation of Europe, are the moments that matter. They form the shared human experiences that define and shape us as people. And so I'm very fortunate to be able to ensure with my company and with the people who remember events like these, people like yourselves, the incredible stories of the Normandy landings and the Allied invasion of Europe and the liberation of Europe will continue to be remembered and shared by many generations to come. 75 years ago this month, the largest seaborne invasion in human history took place on the beaches of Normandy. A huge armada of over 156,000 soldiers came to France not as invaders, but as liberators, and their arrival marked the turning point of World War II. And after months of careful planning, the Operation Overlord set the Allies firmly on the road to victory. And 11 months later, Germany surrendered, and we had victory in Europe. And we've struck a new coin, which I'm going to be presenting to the Mayor in a few moments, to mark this important moment, the 75th anniversary year of the D-Day landings. And the coin has been issued. It pays tribute to that invasion, the seaboard invasion in history, and it depicts the soldiers storming the beaches of Normandy to begin the liberation of Europe. And D-Day changed the world that we live in today. You know, today we are very fortunate, aren't we, to live in a Europe that is free and open and inclusive to all. But on the morning of June the 6th, 1944, that future was far from guaranteed. 75 years ago, in a small secret attic room overlooking the streets of occupied Amsterdam, a 14-year-old girl hiding in an attic with her family was listening to the radio. And Anne Frank heard the BBC report from London that said that the Normandy landings had begun, and she dared to dream. And in her diary that day, she wrote, "This is the day. The invasion has begun. Is this really the beginning of our long-awaited liberation, which still seems too good, too much of a fairy tale to come true? Will this year, 1944, bring us victory? We don't know yet. But where there's hope, there's life. It fills us with fresh courage and makes us strong again." And tragically, Anne Frank never lived to see that victory. Her family were betrayed, and she was taken to a Nazi concentration camp where her short life ended about 8 months later. But it is a testament to the importance of D-Day and to the work of our armed forces to know that hearing that news gave her hope. It filled her with courage, and it made her feel strong again. And with her eloquent words, Anne Frank expressed what the rest of Europe was feeling that morning. A new dawn was breaking, hope was rising, and people could dream about victory at last. This was indeed the day. And last week, many world leaders and representatives of foreign powers travelled to northern France to pay their respects to the men and women who made this victory possible. They were joined by some of the heroes of the D-Day landings, the people who were actually there. And they made their way to the beaches to remember their friends who never made it home. And the veterans of D-Day are now all in their 90s, and their number diminishes with every passing year. And that's why I'm really passionate about the work that we do, because it helps to keep their stories alive. And it's a real privilege for me to see their courage immortalised in coins, so that people will never forget their sacrifice. You know, a coin is a timeless piece of jewellery. Both are beautifully designed, expertly crafted, and produced with great precision and accuracy. But unlike jewellery, a coin will carry a story from the past into the present and on into the future, where it will be valued and appreciated by all who come after us. And last week I had the privilege to follow in the footsteps of those who came to Normandy 75 years ago to liberate Europe. I travelled to the Pegasus Bridge in Normandy with the Falklands veteran Simon Weston to celebrate and commemorate the anniversary of D-Day. And in this important anniversary year, it's a great honour to remember the courage of the men and women who fought to give us a better world. And we do so in the hope that we will learn the lessons of history. You know, D-Day showed us that we are stronger when we work together to overthrow the forces of darkness and tyranny. It shows us that freedom and liberty are ideals that are worth fighting for, and which must never be taken for granted by this or any future generation. And the new coin honours those who fought side by side to defend these cherished ideals. The odds were stacked against them, the fighting was intense, and the cost in human life was enormous. But they persevered because they knew it was the right thing to do. And it is my honour to stand with you today and remember them. Thank you very much. On behalf of the London Mint Office, it's a great privilege to present the Mayor with our Road to Victory coin, which commemorates the Normandy landings. And as you can see, we have an image of the men as they were storming the beaches of Normandy. The inscription, obviously, of the Second World War, 1939 to 1945. It is a legal tender coin, so we have Her Majesty the Queen on the other side, it is an honour. By the way, I'm not here in any way, shape or form to plug anything for the London Mint Office, but I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that if you would like to have a coin, we are making them free of charge as a gift to the nation to celebrate the Normandy landing. So I'm not selling you anything, but if you would like to go online when you get home and type in D-Day free coin, www.ddayfreecoin.co.uk. You can leave your details and we will send you a free coin to actually remember the D-Day landing. All you pay, I believe, is £2.50 for postage, but that's apparently a legal thing. But by all means, feel free to do that if you would like a souvenir of this special day. Thank you very much. Again, present you with that. And we also, oh yes, of course. And we're also going to present as well a special pack of information, which is going to be, I understand, displayed here in Bridgend. This is actually, these are official documents that were actually have been released now. They were once top secret. They were released by the National Archives, and we've reproduced them, and they have photographs and plans and maps and lots of really fascinating information about the Normandy landing. So if you are interested in learning some more about it, again, this is going to be made available here in Bridgend for you to have a look at. So thank you very much. There we are. Thank you, sir. I'm done.
On behalf of Bridgend Town Council and the people of Bridgend, I would like to thank the London Mint for the presentation of this very special D-Day mission coin, and of course the other presentations. Bridgend played a vital role in World War II, and this coin belongs to the people of Bridgend. Without his bravery, courage and gallantry, the world would have been a very different place. Once again, very many thanks. The coins will be on display in Carnegie House later on this afternoon, upstairs, if people wish to go along and examine them and look at them. Thank you very much.